we need to talk about Pascal. We need to talk about Sonny. And oh my God, we absolutely have to talk about Laura because this is a recipe for a complete and utter disaster. If you ask me, Sonny and Laura made the single biggest mistake of their lives when they tried to corner Pascal, squeeze him dry, and force him to become their secret little minion. Like, did they honestly think they were dealing with some low-level, easily manipulated puppet? It seems that they completely underestimated the survival instincts of a cornered rat, and now the consequences are going to be absolutely lethal. I keep coming back to this idea that Pascal is not just some guy you can blackmail and expect to fall in line. When you push a man who has nothing left to lose into a corner, he doesn't just surrender, he burns the whole house down with you inside it. And that is exactly what is happening here. Pascal pretended to play nice. He gave them that nod, that fake submissive agreement, making them think they had him right where they wanted him. But behind those desperate eyes, Pascal was already plotting a retaliation so vicious, so deliciously dark, that it makes my skin crawl. What if his compliance was nothing but a sickening smokescreen? Let's look at the facts here. Pascal did not just decide to run away or hide. No, he went straight for the ultimate equalizer. He snuck into Sidwell's personal medicine cabinet and stole 2 syringes filled with absolute nightmare fuel. We are talking about a highly concentrated, lethal toxin that Sidwell probably keeps for his most depraved interrogations. I can't help but feel like this poison is some sort of synthetic neurological agent that doesn't just paralyze the body, but completely ravages the mind. And Pascal, with these 2 glowing needles of death in his possession, decided to play God. The way he orchestrated the attacks is what really sends chills down my spine. He didn't confront them together. No, he's smarter than that. He waited. He watched. He targeted them individually, striking from the shadows like a literal monster in a horror movie. First, he went after Sonny. Now, think about this for a second. Sonny is the undisputed mob kingpin of Port Charles. He survived countless assassination attempts, car bombs, and turf wars. But lately, Sonny has been so incredibly vulnerable. He's been dealing with the aftermath of that horrific fake bipolar medication scheme orchestrated by Ava and Valentine, which left him paranoid, unhinged, and completely off balance for months. Even though he's finally back on his real medication, recovering his mental clarity and trying to navigate the massive FBI investigation into Jagger's death at the boathouse, his guard was down. He's been so focused on protecting Christina from the cops and relying on Carly to help cover up his tracks that he never saw Pascal coming. To see Sonny, the man who usually commands absolute fear, get blindsided from behind and injected with a paralyzing toxin, it is absolutely wild. And then there's Laura, our beloved mayor, the moral compass, the woman who has survived Cassadine madness, cults, and international conspiracies. She thought she was doing the right thing by trying to control Pascal, trying to find a way to keep the peace and protect her city. But instead, she got a needle to the neck. It makes me sick to my stomach just thinking about her collapsing into the dirt, completely helpless, as Pascal drags her limp body away. Where are they now? This is where the gothic horror elements of this show really start to shine, and I am obsessed. Pascal has dragged both Sonny and Laura down into the damp, freezing, rat-infested basement of the castle. But wait, it gets infinitely worse. Who else is locked down in that dark abyss? Jocelyn. My heart literally stopped when I realized this. Jocelyn is already being held hostage down there by Cassius. Can you even begin to imagine the psychological terror of this situation? Jocelyn, trapped in the dark, suddenly seeing her former stepfather, the legendary mob boss Sonny, and the mayor of her town, Laura, being dragged in like lifeless sacks of flour, completely poisoned and unresponsive. Something about this doesn't sit right with me. Is Pascal working alone, or has he secretly aligned himself with Cassius? Maybe I'm overthinking this, But what if Cassius and Pascal have formed a sick, desperate alliance to dismantle the power structures of Port Charles once and for all? If Cassius has Jocelyn and Pascal has Sonny and Laura, they literally hold the keys to the entire city. They have the mob, the government, and the next generation of the family all locked in a single room. It is a hostage situation of cataclysmic proportions. And oh my God, how is Jason going to react when he finds out? You know Jason is going to burn the world down to find them. He literally just got back from that insane high-stakes mission in Somalia with Anna, where they risked their lives to rescue Lucky just so they could get a liver transplant to save Lulu. Jason finally got himself free from the FBI's blackmail after Jagger's death, thinking he could finally breathe, finally protect his family in peace. But now, his absolute worst nightmare is coming true. His brother-in-arms Sonny is missing, and the girl he has protected like his own daughter, Jocelyn, is in the clutches of a psychopath. I keep thinking about the sheer, unadulterated rage we are going to see from Jason. When Stone Cold goes on the warpath, nobody is safe. If Pascal or Cassius so much as leave a scratch on Jocelyn or Sonny, Jason will hunt them to the ends of the earth and put them in the ground. But let's not forget about Carly. Carly is the absolute wrecking ball of this show, and when she finds out her daughter is missing along with her ex-husband, she is going to unleash a fury like we have never seen before. She is already stressed to the max, running the Metro Court while trying to sweep the evidence of Jagger's murder under the rug to keep Sonny and Christina safe. Now, her world is going to shatter. I can already picture the tearful, screaming confrontations between Carly and Jason as they try to piece together where Pascal took them. The tension is going to be so thick you could cut it with a knife. But wait, while this gothic horror show is unfolding at the castle, the drama back in Port Charles is reaching a boiling point of its own. And I honestly think these storylines are going to collide in the most devastating way possible. Let's talk about Drew, Nina, and Willow. This is the messiest, most toxic, and highly addictive love square on television right now, and I am living for every single second of it. Drew is now a sitting U.S. congressman, completely drunk on his own political ambition and power. He's putting on this squeaky clean, heroic public image, but behind closed doors, he is a man possessed. He is sleeping with Nina, using her wealth and her influence at Crimson to boost his career. But his heart, or should I say his lust, lies somewhere else entirely. He is completely, hopelessly obsessed with Willow. The chemistry between Drew and Willow is absolute fire, but it is so, so wrong. She is married to Michael, Drew's own nephew. Those stolen, breathless, forbidden kisses at the Quartermain property were pure, unadulterated scandal. Willow is supposed to be this sweet, angelic nurse, the woman who survived leukemia thanks to Nina's bone marrow, but she is drowning in a sea of guilt and desire. She is completely torn between her stable, safe life with Michael and the wild, dangerous passion she feels whenever Drew looks at her. And the kicker? Nina knows. Nina saw them kissing. Can you even comprehend the level of agony Nina is in right now? She has spent years trying to earn Willow's forgiveness, trying to build a real mother-daughter relationship after losing Nell. She finally has Willow's trust, and now she is holding on to a secret that could destroy Willow's entire life. Nina is keeping quiet, desperately trying to protect her daughter's marriage and Drew's political career, but she is living in constant terror that the truth will come out. What if the kidnapping of Sonny, Laura, and Jocelyn is the catalyst that blows the Drew and Willow secret wide open? Think about it. When the news hits that Sonny and Jocelyn are missing, Michael is going to be completely devastated. He will be entirely focused on finding his sister and his father, leaving Willow alone. And who do you think is going to comfort Willow in her time of grief? Drew! I can't help but feel like Willow and Drew are going to cross a line they can never walk back from while Michael is distracted by the hostage crisis. What if they finally give in to their desires completely, only for Nina or Michael to catch them red-handed in the middle of the family chaos? It would be the ultimate betrayal, a emotional nuclear bomb dropping right as the physical threat of Pascal's kidnapping reaches its climax. The truth might be more complicated than it looks, though. What if Pascal's toxin does permanent damage to Sonny's brain? We know Sonny's mental health is already fragile. If this poison interacts badly with his bipolar chemistry, we could see a version of Sonny that is completely unrecognizable, paranoid, hostile, and utterly ruthless. And Laura? What if this experience changes her forever, pushing her to take a much darker, more militaristic approach to running Port Charles? I keep envisioning the moment Jason and Carly finally locate that castle basement. Will they make it in time, or will they find a scene of absolute devastation? The stakes have never been higher, the lines have never been more blurred, and the sheer volume of secrets waiting to explode is absolutely insane. I might be wrong, but I feel like we are heading toward a climax that will redefine the power dynamics of Port Charles forever. Will Sonny and Laura survive the poison? Will Jocelyn be rescued before Cassius does the unthinkable? And will the Quartermain family survive the impending scandal of Drew and Willow? Only time will tell, but oh my God, I cannot wait to see how this plays out.
Goodbye. Please like, subscribe, and comment on the GH Spoilers Daily channel.